Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Dynomite. In the last episode, we continued through the fossil puzzle. We've made it more than halfway through, completing 8 of 15 fossils. Oh, is that a spoiler? Was I supposed to say there were 15 fossils? Anyway, we're continuing, starting with the first Cretaceous fossil. Fragment number 1. We have 7 columns, 8 rows, it's another rectangular structure, and we have 6 colors. And I guess there's not a whole lot else to say about this one. It gives you 50 seconds per cycle, so that's something. Or actually not 50, 45 seconds per cycle for this one. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, that was definitely not even close to being green. What did I mention about the color blindness?
Time's running out.
Well, anyway. Let's save that for a red. Okay, there we go. And can I get this in there?
Combo.
I can.
Super combo.
I just have to get that blue one out of there. Oh hey, wasn't expecting that to drop, but that works. Continue to fragment number 2. And it's another trapezoid in only 5 colors? I'd say I was expecting that, but then again, you only get 35 seconds per cycle in this one, so I am just not getting the right eggs at the right time here.
Super combo.
Kinda want a green one here. There we go. Also, this fragment is unusually wide, so it's kind of obnoxious to get around. Okay, now I need blue. There's a nice cluster of purple eggs up there, but I can't really reach them, so maybe I can now. There we go.
Super combo.
Okay. Just waiting for yellow. I know I could drop those blue ones, but let's get ourselves an extra few points while we're at it. Because why not, I suppose? Alright, 2 fragments. And time for number 3. And again, this one doesn't really look hard enough to be... Well, whatever. It's an inverted trapezoid. And I believe we once again get 45 seconds to work with here.
Combo.
Well, 45 seconds per cycle, obviously. You can have multiple cycles. Ah, didn't quite make it up there. And this one's kind of tall, too, so...
Time's running out.
Combo.
Yeah, actually, this is probably one of those where you don't really want to let the puzzle get too far down, because the fossil is just so darn tall, or the fragment is. It could be just more and more annoying to shoot around. Dang it. I am just not doing very well this time. As far as actually getting eggs correct. Okay, yeah. I will apparently not take that. That was not even a difficult shot. Twice? Twice. Well, at least it hit purple eggs, I suppose. Alright. Parasaurolophus. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. I used to think it was Parasaurolophus, and I'm still not entirely sure that's not it. Which reminds me, did I tell you I recently got some Kingdom Hearts designs stenciled onto my shoes? Yeah, now I have a Parasaurolophers. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and save right now because the fossils are just getting more and more difficult, and I don't really, like I said in the last episode, I don't really trust myself to play through 12 fragments without losing, so I will see you in a bit. Alright, time to move on to the 10th fossil, or the second Jurassic fossil. Also the second difficulty spike in the game, especially the third fragment. I'll get to that one soon enough, but yeah, this is about the point in the game where you start having a lot less leniency. And where the fossil fragments start getting really big and annoying to shoot around. For that reason, you really want to try and get as many eggs up top as early on as possible before the puzzle starts moving down and it becomes harder to get eggs up there because you have this big honking fossil fragment in the way. You get 45 seconds per cycle for this one, and we're just about to run out.
Time's running out.
Wait for that, and miss my shot. And mistake the purple one for a blue one. Good job, me. See if I can get this green one out of here. Come on. Now I just need some more green. And since this side is easier to get to... Alright. Another green one, please. Anytime now.
Time's running out.
Come on, you know you want to. Thank you. Fragment number 1 cleared. And we are now the proud owner of a dinosaur butt. Moving on to fragment number 2, and it's basically the same as fragment number 1, except we only get 35 seconds. Instead of 45. So, we need to hurry even more here. That's another thing is... Well, I guess I already said you get less leniency, and that's kind of what I meant, but... You kind of have to be a little bit more speedy about your shots. Around this point. Because of the whole thing I mentioned, where it's so hard to get eggs up to the top of the puzzle, and...
Time's running out.
Fossil fragments in the way. Well, at least fragment number 2 is smaller than the first one was. Well, that wasn't the blue one I was going for, but that worked. Okay, now I need pink.
Combo.
Pink!
Super combo.
Oh, well, that was pretty painless, I suppose. Excuse me. Continuing to fragment number 3, and guess what time it is? Time to add a new color. Now we have 7 egg colors in here, including gray. And we get 45 seconds for this one. Which really doesn't seem like enough considering they just added a color and the level itself isn't that easy. Of course, I think this fossil fragment's still smaller than the first one was, but...
Super combo.
Gray egg up there, blue one's here. Wow, that was not even close to where I was trying to put that. Can't really do a whole lot until I get some more purple ones here.
Time's running out.
Unless I actually make a shot like that. Crap. Crap. Oh, there we go. I guess I didn't see that those eggs were in a perfect position to drop the whole fragment. Alright, second Jurassic fossil completed, and it's an Apatosaurus. And we are definitely gonna save again, because that one's harder than it looks. Though you can actually take advantage of the fact that there's that blank space where the dinosaur's neck is, and you can shoot eggs into there. But anyway, saving. So that is 2/3 of the fossils completed, and I will see you for the next one in a bit here. Alright, moving on to the next fossil. And it is the second Cretaceous fossil, fragment number 1, of course. And we're already starting off with gray eggs, though for whatever reason there don't seem to be any gray eggs actually in the puzzle. You get 45 seconds for this one. And it's an inverted trapezoid, so it's not too hard to deal with. Actually, honestly, I think this fossil is probably easier to deal with than the previous one was. Not really sure why, but... red would be good. Nice big cluster of blue eggs up there, that'll be really useful once I can actually get up there. Pile crap there. And yeah, I didn't expect that to go very well, I guess. Okay, green, red. I say this one's easy. Alright. Well, we're a little bit better off now, because I can just kind of crush this left side. Alright, it's hanging by a thread. I can just not do anything stupid. There we go. And we've broken 100,000 points. Yeah, I haven't been prolonging the levels to get extra points out of them, but I could be if I wanted to. Anyway, moving on to fragment number 2. And once again, we get 45 seconds. And since this is a triangle, it's a very good structure for getting eggs up to the top of the puzzle early on.
Combo, super combo, Cambrian combo, Jurassic combo.
Yeah, that was a pretty good combo. If that yellow one hadn't intervened, it would have been even one more. Just need to get away
Time's running out.
and not miss my shots like that. Yeah, you get a lot of bonus babies in Fossil Challenge, but you also tend to get a lot of really lame bonuses, like just virtual eggs and junk. And I think I just blocked my path there. Dang, that blue one would have been nice on the left side, but I kind of messed myself up with that. And screwed myself out of a 10 virtual egg bonus, but I don't really care too much about that. Just need another blue. And I am not... Okay, there we go. Yeah, fragment number 2 down. Moving on to fragment number 3. And it's another rectangle. Going pretty close to the bottom, but at least we get 50 seconds for this one. And we get a nice big structure of eggs there to clear out, and another one. Yeah, with the later levels, you really have to depend more on getting lucky with how the eggs fall in the puzzle than you do with the earlier levels. You not only have more colors to deal with, you also have big fragments. And I'd have to think that if the fragment is wide enough, some configurations of eggs would be just outright impossible to clear. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it seems like there'd be the potential for it. But anyway, cleared! See, I told you, I don't know what it is, but that fossil just seems significantly easier than the previous one was. And it is an Ankylosaurus. And of course, once again, we will save and break and come back for the fourth fragment, or the fourth fossil of this episode. Alright, let's see what we have for the next fossil. And this would be the third Cretaceous fossil. Fragment number 1, of course. I can't believe I actually got that up there. Naturally, all I get is a 10 virtual egg bonus. But anyway, is that one going to give me anything better? Well, technically it did. It was a 15 this time. Ooh ah.
Combo. Super combo.
You get 45 seconds per cycle on this one. But it's kind of a wide fragment here, as you can see.
Time's running out.
Come on, or not. Yeah, now I get the pink. I don't know what color I need, but I know it's not green. Yeah. This is the part where the fossils start to get really annoying to shoot around. And this isn't even one of the worst ones. Okay, it's up there, but there's one in particular. That was just bad. Eyes on the game. But obviously, if you're watching this, it means that I did make it past the level, so... Okay, get that. Okay, that really looked like it shouldn't have missed.
Combo. Super combo.
Can I get the purple? Okay. Get that yellow in there. I don't trust my aiming skills well enough to get that pink one up there. Now I do. Okay, now I just need gray. And to not accidentally block off the other side. Okay! Well, I made some questionable choices in that one, but I managed to recover from them at any rate. But, fragment number 2. And this shouldn't be too bad. It's an inverted trapezoid formation. And we once again have 45 seconds. Also, this fragment isn't as wide as the previous one was, so it ought to be easier to shoot around. Just assuming my eggs actually go where I'm trying to aim them. And that's assuming I actually try to aim them. Could use gray. That. Is it just me, or am I out of practice at this game?
Combo.
Oh well.
Super combo.
I will prevail. Well, the prevail sounds awfully close to fail, but... Oh, that wasn't even close. That one out of there. That one out of there. Yeah, if you can't do anything else productive in these, just try to get rid of some of the other eggs on the top, like the far left and right, because that way we'll have a little more room to work with. Doesn't help that much, but... Oh, I just needed green. Alright. I wasn't sure I was going to make that shot. Moving on. Fragment number 3, and it's a space filler. And it gives us 50 seconds per cycle. I remember this one being tougher than it looks. And also the top of the fragment, you might notice, isn't even on screen. I think tall fragments are probably easier to deal with than wide ones, but neither of them are that good to have to deal with. Oh, that was red. That was not green. But it doesn't matter anyway because it didn't land where I was trying to get it, so... Yeah, because it's a space filler, we're definitely going to have the puzzle move down a couple times here. Where you can get up to where you really need to. I think we should be reasonably okay. Question mark. That blew it out of there.
Combo. Super combo.
Dang, I was hoping to get all 4 of those, but... And not... How did that even happen? Can't do anything with that or that. Run. I failed this one just because I made some really stupid shots. And that sort of qualified as stupid. Okay. We have a bit more cleared out now, so... Oh, there we go. I guess I was lucky that I got such a big cluster of yellow there. Anyway, though, we have a Pteranodon, and it's purple. So we have only 3 more fossils left to complete. And since we did 4 fossils this time, I think I'm about ready to call it. And we'll see you next time when we take on the 3rd Jurassic fossil.